Hello guys, good to see you back. We continue talking about the techniques that would help you working out the reading passage. And today I talk about a technique that you always encounter in the reading passages. A technique of introducing claims from outside the passage. Usually a passage is talking about some theme, and from time to time the author would introduce a claim that is not presented in the passage to support the idea inside the passage. The claim that comes from outside, it is only to clarify, to illustrate, to support another claim inside the passage. So, in this case, your answer choice has to stress, has to focus on the claim which is inside the passage, as the claim that came from outside the passage is only to clarify and to support the claim inside the passage. We see this type of question a lot in the form of a function question. When the author says, when the question says, the author introduced, the author used, the author said, blah, 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 in order to. Why did the author introduce the claim of blah, 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 blah into their passage? Anyway, to confirm again, the answer choice has to focus on the claim inside the passage. I have an example I want to go through with you guys. Here is the question. It says the author most likely includes the quotation in the last sentence of the passage 2. So there is a quotation in the last sentence of the passage with a new claim introduced from outside the passage. Let's see it. Let us see it here. The quotation says, cats were not selected for a purpose like dogs and other domesticates. Murphy speculates. If you remember the passage, the whole passage we've been through earlier talks about the domestication of cats and the genes which are in charge of transforming the wild cat into a domestic cat. So everything in the passage talks about cats, and suddenly he introduced a claim about dogs. So the claim about dogs has been introduced in the passage to support another claim inside the passage about cats. So your answer choice has to stress on the claim about cats and has nothing to do about the claim of dogs. Okay, guys? So dealing with a passage, first we need to know it all talks about the domestication of cats. And the only animal that has been shown in the passage, has been mentioned in the passage, is a cat. So let's read the spot around the quotation mark, as it's at the end of the passage. We'll need to read earlier before it. So reading at line 88, it says cat genome appears to have undergone, has been through, cat genome has been through less intense, a more recent evolutionary pressure. There is a recent evolution, and it is also less intense than that of dogs. So he brought the claim of dogs to get to emphasize on the idea that the genome of the cat is less intense than that of a dog. and the genome of the cat had a recent evolution pressure than that of a dog. That is not surprising considering that dogs may have lived with us for up to 30,000 years. And everybody knows that the cat is being known to us like 10,000 years ago. Anyway, it is clear when he brought the claim from outside, the claim of the dogs, he brought it to make a comparison between the genome of the dog and the genome of the cat. When he said the cat genome is having a recent evolution because cats been with us in less time than dogs. When he said again, it has less intense than the genome of the dogs. So our answer has to stress on the dogs, especially the genome of the dog, which is less intense and has a recent evolution. Never pick up a choice that has something to do with the claim introduced from outside, which is the dog's claim. Let's go through the answer choices. Choice A, offer an alternative. He gives an alternative to generally accepted beliefs about the domestication of cats. Yes, it does talk about the domestication of cats, but he did not offer an alternative. He did not introduce an alternative. The dog, when it's been introduced in here, it is being introduced to clarify, to illustrate, to support the genome of cat, and it is not an alternative. The word alternative is not a supported claim. Choice A is out. Let's go to choice D. Qualify. He makes a qualification. Previously discussed findings about domestic animals. The word animals is a broad word. He's been talking about cats and not animals in general. So the word animals is a broad word, and to qualify, he did not make any qualification. He's not qualifying, but he's only comparing. So the choice D is a wrong choice. Choice C, provide a possible reason for the continual changes of the cat genome. Yes, it is stressing on the genome of the cat, which is correct, but the word continual is not supported. He did not say, he did not mention that the genome of the cat is continuing to make an evolution or continuing to develop. The word continual is not supported at all, a word that made the choice wrong. The choice seems to be correct except for that word. Choice C is eliminated. Now, we think that choice B is going to be a correct one. Suggest a potential explanation. Yes, he's explaining. Yes, he is supporting. Yes, he is illustrating for the distinct, special way in which the domestic cats developed. How distinct? How special? Yes, he said it is special because it is having less intense and recent. Here you go, guys. Less intense and recent evolutionary pressure. And this makes it distinct, makes it special. Recent evolution and less intense. And it does stress the domestic cats. It does focus on the domestic cats. So the choice B is a correct choice. So to sum it up, when the author, and this happens a lot, when the author is introducing a claim from outside their passage, he is for sure introducing it to support the claim made inside the passage. So your correct answer choice should be focusing on the claim which is inside the passage, as he brought the one from outside to support it, to clarify it, and to provide an explanation. Thank you guys. Until we meet again in a new strategy or technique.